Shack Tool, maybe? That Shack Tool probably seems to be the default don't want things to be here kind of spot. But we'll see how things turn out. Oh, and here we are. So for this randomizer, you always start off in Super Metroid. But there is a quick warp to Link to the Past, and most runners tend to do that, tend to take advantage of that, just because there's more item locations available in Link to the Past than there is in Super Metroid. Usually, Super Metroid, you pretty much have Morph Ball and maybe the ceiling in Brinstar. So it's really not worth the time unless you really get something good. And as such, both our runners switch over to Hyrule, and Lake Hylia has a fairy in a bottle today. Interesting. We might see our runners go after that at some point. And small key in the Sanctuary, and blue mail in Link's house. Increased defense right off the bat. That is very, very nice. Ooh, and DoctorBobtastic is already going off to set up a hula hand. And a tree pool is small magic. That's not bad. Alright, what does our uncle have today? Ice Beam, wow. Okay, we're getting the big stuff quick today. And more fall bombs too, oh my. Oh, okay, so you always gotta be wary when you're seeing the good stuff early, because that means the seed's gonna be holding out on something late. That so we have our runners going in two separate directions. Trucker taking the north route, DoctorBobtastic taking the southern route. So we'll be getting a good bit of information on our end pretty quick. Just some money on the bush crabs. Ooh, Wave Beam at Lumberjack. Wow. Alright, so let's see what we got at the race game. The bow? Oh my goodness, what is this seed? Well, and while Wave Beam at Lumberjack is nice, it's probably not something our runners would be going out of their way for. Aga 1 is not worth Wave Beam. But seeing the bow, that's pretty much Eastern Palace clearable right there, and a bomb expansion in the library. Because, I mean, technically the lamp is required for such... Red mail too? Oh my goodness. Technically the lamp is required for Eastern, but the dark rooms in Eastern aren't really... It's probably the first things people tend to learn. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but like I said, is it worth doing Aga 1 for? The big question. Alright, we got Dr. Bobtastic at the chicken hut. And a heart piece. And our runners are starting to join together here in Kakariko. And a hook shot at the bottle vendor. Oh my. And I saw a pendant at Hera. It was a blue pendant at Hera. I did not see the others. Alright, Dr. Bobtastic in the well. Get an arrow expansion. Ooh, missile pack. Heart piece. Keys. Power glove. Right, because we haven't gotten enough progression items yet. And Trucker skipping down to race game. Interesting. I don't think I'd seen him do the well or the Thieves' Hut. We'll see that bow, and we'll definitely get it, though. Alright, so Dr. Bobtastic at the Thieves' Hut. Ooh, big money. Missiles, heart container. Moon Pearl. Oh, wow, this seed is being generous. And an E-Tank, too. Nice. This seed is making me paranoid. Just like, it's gonna be holding out on something. You just know it will. Okay, and it was crystals at Eastern and Desert. Alright. So our runners can clear Eastern, and it will be a crystal, so it'll be definitely... They'll have to do it eventually anyway. At least money is not going to be a concern for a while. Dr. Bobtastic already has Zora money. For whenever that check gets made. Both of our runners having red mail in under 10 minutes. Bow, hook shot, power glove. By logic, they're just lamp away from Death Mountain access, too. But I could just see our runners seeing that wave beam on Lumberjack and just saying, why does it have to be there? It's like, I want that, but it's not worth the time commitment. And I apologize for just beating a dead horse on that front. But, ooh, Dr. Bobtastic's going for Death Mountain now. Okay. We got our first technical sequence break going here. Since Dr. Bobtastic doesn't have a sword, we can't really see what's going on, but we presume that he's making his way through the old man cave. And there he is. So if nothing else, having the third starting point is pretty good, and having an extra heart container, especially when you have red mail already, that is some good quality of life right there. Alright, so is Trucker going to be... Well, there's another E-Tank at Spectacle Rock. And an arrow expansion inside, so probably won't be getting that. And, ooh, Bobtastic heading into taking the warp to Norfair. Take a quick check to see what we have at the high jump spot. Meanwhile, Trucker is checking South Shore. So we're having our first real case of divergence, and ooh, Trucker getting power bombs. That's the first power bombs we've seen today. But we do have morph ball bombs already, so. And we've got Revolving Ocelot here. Hello, sir.
Hello. Apologies for my lateness. The traffic on post-Christmas is horrendous. Even worse than it was at Christmas. So, from the sounds of things, we've had some early morph ball bombs and a lot of early progression so far.
Oh, definitely. But red mail, bow at race game, ice beam already, hook shot at the bottle vendor.
No lamp yet, so we can't quite go clear Eastern Palace in logic. But I see it's a crystal,
Logic.
So...
And we did have a lumberjack check, and it was wave beam.
Not something a runner's going to go back for. Ooh, there's that morph ball.
Oh boy. Not much at the mini Moldrum cave. Just shield and a few other things. Now that Bobtastic's got morph ball with morph ball bombs, that is a whole lot of Metroid that he can do once he heads over there.
Yeah, particularly useful if you don't have any power bombs yet.
Oh my, Spring Ball, Ether, Bottle. Oh my goodness, what is Paradox?
Paradox paying out with the goods tonight. Yeah, with those morph ball bombs, they can get through quite a lot of early Super Metroid without needing to worry about their power bomb supply. You can even get through... if you want to do wall jumps up to the gauntlet, you can make your way through there with just regular bombs. It's possible, very time-consuming and dangerous due to the acid, but it's possible.
So no hammer, so he can't go to Hera, even though it is a pendant. Taking the long, winding path through Spiral Cave, and I guess Trucker is getting some extra money for a possible Zora check later on.
Yeah, typically if you have quite a lot of money going into this cave, you only get 20 rupees per visit to this cave compared to the one east of the desert where you can get 50 rupees each time. But if you're just short of the cash for King Zora, it's a good top-up place just before you go over and visit him.
Not to mention, you're already there and heading all the way over to the cave near desert. And of course, grind for money and then you get a whole bunch more.
Logic doesn't really care whether you actually have the money possible to get to King Zora, or it just cares, do you have the gloves or do you have the flipper? If so, he is in Logic.
Ooh, DoctorBobtastic heading into the back end of Escape.
Have either of our runners checked to Escape yet? The front with the uncle and the Zelda area?
Trucker did. Trucker visited the uncle, and I believe the... I know those were morph ball bombs. That's where Ice Beam and morph ball bombs were.
Right. And it looks like on Dr. Bob's side, he did have a key, but he chose not to go into the Dark area and make his way to Dark Cross for the one chest there. So I'm guessing Trucker has left that behind too.
Well, I mean, Trucker didn't even check the back of Escape. He just checked the two spots at Uncle.
Okay.
And just having some of the good stuff right there in those two chests was something.
Rocco was laying down a bomb by the bonfire, by the hobo's bonfire, trying to get himself into place so that he can set up a fake flipper here, exiting the area. But he's having a bit of trouble.
I honestly don't remember where the pixel you want to be at is, but
Either does he, it seems. Yeah, he's just taking the save and crit now.
and are we getting an Agana check from DoctorBobtastic? Well, at least we're getting a
like
desert ledge too.
Just
Bomb.
5
Bomb
bombs.
expansion.
So Truck is making his way to Eastern, and just a piece of heart in Agana's Cave, so nothing useful there.
No, but at least it's a check that you don't have to worry about anymore. Because that's a check that a lot of people will find themselves putting off until later just because it's so out of the way. Ooh, and you get some free information. Green Pendant is at Swamp. Oh my.
That's not so bad. Swamp has quite a lot of items within it, and all we need to get in there at the moment, apart from the Moon Pearl for Dark World access, which both runners have, is just the mirror to be able to get inside. So there's quite a lot of items in there, and then one more item you can get after beating Argus.
Well, you need the flippers and the hammer too.
True, true.
Well, just a whole lot of missiles in Sahasrara's closet.
And Trucker is going into Eastern. He can full clear this, provided he knows the way through the Dark Rooms in Eastern, which is a bit of a sequence break, but it's one of the easiest ones to make in the game, so well worth making anyway.
Yeah.
So first chest in Eastern is 3 bombs, which is okay, because Trucker was down to just 1 bomb left.
Yeah, bombs is never a bad thing to have.
Bob making smart use of a hookshot there to stun those crabs, so it's 2 hits from those crabs will take him out. Although, well, actually no, they'll do much less damage because our runners are already on red mail.
Yeah, blue mail was at Link's house, red mail was at Mushroom.
Dr. Bob has not taken the saving crit out of Ice Rod Cave, so he's going to be going for that fake flipper too. It looks like he used his it looks like he used a bomb there to try and get himself in place against the screen transition so that he can jump down and get into the set up the flipper, but looks like he got it this time.
You know, a trucker using a bomb in that Stalfos room, I've never seen it done that way.
Yeah, I think he can bomb the Stalfos before they actually appear on the screen. It's they appear based on Link's position in the room. So if you're hanging around the top of the room, 2 of the Stalfos will spawn off screen and essentially never appear. But if you're careful with your positioning and laser bombs, I guess you can bomb the Stalfos just before they would appear. So
I knew about the whole positioning thing. I just never seen people use. I've never seen anyone use bombs for that before.
it's not typically seen. I've often seen the Cane of Samaya being used to strike the Stalfos early.
Oh wow, nice.
Question in chat. No hints in the combo randomizer yet, because the combo randomizer is based on a slightly older version of Link to the Past randomizer logic, namely version 29, as Falcon in chat has stated. So the hint tiles were not implemented in that version, and if you check a hint tile now, you'll just get some meaningless fluff.
And DoctorBobtastic was able to fake Flipper out of the out from under the bridge, so might be seeing Zora check here, along with the waterfall.
If his frames hold out. So yeah, due to the way the items are coded in Link to the Past, when you're going into the waterfall cave, it checks if you have flippers or not. But if you don't have flippers, then you can't get in with fake flippers unless you have the moon pearl. For whatever strange reason, the game coding, due to 8 numbers items, think if you have the moon pearl when you're trying to fake flip into the cave, you actually have the flippers and can walk in. Looks like Trucker took an intentional death there in the big key room of Eastern Palace.
Yep, and I saw one item in the waterfall cave. It was a single rupee. I did not see what the other one was.
And neither did I. Unfortunately, losing the frames on Dr. Bob's side, so might be missing a few items on his side coming here.
So what's our scam fish? It's just a life lesson.
Getting a nice long look at that life lesson. Right, so Trucker laid down a bomb for one Stalfos, threw a pot at the other, and that is a... that's not a useful way of seeing it. I've often seen people just throwing 2 pots there, but Trucker's got plenty of bombs, so why not?
I have seen at least one person using arrows for that before, too.
So now we've got the danger room in the back of Eastern Palace. There's 2 Igors in here, one of which drops a small key, and a lot of little blobs that will get in the way and block your fire.
And even if we don't see it, DoctorBobtastic will be getting the ice beam from Uncle and the morph ball bombs from this other chest here.
It looks like he's going to be going into the rest of Escape now. So there's quite a lot of items down here, and probably going to be one more item in the Dark Cross room. But we'll see if we can catch them in between the frames here. We might be missing most of them.
And Trucker getting that small key out of there. They're nicely done.
One runner lost in the dark and the other one lost in the frames. The truck is trying to find his way to the door in the northwest of the room.
That would be interesting.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I think that was a small key from that chest where the vanilla boomerang would be. Can't really tell at the moment on Dr. Bob's side.
I believe it was a small key at the sanctuary.
Ah, right, yeah, so there would have been another key from the gardener, and that would have been something else from the chest.
And apparently, according to chat, DoctorBobtastic has Titan's mitts.
So that is our Dark World access on Dr. Bob's side. Oh, and we get our frames back just in time to see him death warp to the front.
And when we see DoctorBobtastic menu, we take a look and see what else he's got. Okay, according to our tracker, Mind of Me, the Titans were at the Bloomerang chest.
Okay.
So it was an escape.
Now, Dr. Bob is making his way down to that dark crossroom, in the dark. It's not too dangerous with his 6 hearts and red mail, and he's even got the hookshot to one-shot the rats and snakes down here, but it looks like he's just using the bow instead. Ooh, that's a flute!
Oh my! The sequence breaking is real. The sequence breaking is getting value here. It just begs the question, where is that lamp that's blocking access to all this stuff?
Well, I reckon it's got to be somewhere in the dark world at this point.
Either that, or neither of our runners has checked Metroid except for DoctorBobtastic taking a quick stop at the high jump spot.
Very true, there's a huge variety of locations open to them in Super Metroid right now with those morph ball and bombs. But given the amount of Link to the Past progression we've got so far, it looks like we're going to go as far into Link to the Past as we possibly can.
Although DoctorBobtastic has Morph Ball, that was at Death Mountain. So technically, well, I guess with the flute, I guess you don't need the lamp to get that now.
So the Scourge of Hyrule is loose on Dr. Bob's side. Get your 07s in chat for him. Some people call it a duck, some call it a goose. I think it looks more like a seagull. And my experience of seagulls is they will fly around. They will poop on everything you own. They'll steal your sandwich and your chips. And generally be of maximum malicious value. But in this case, it's just going to lift Link around a little bit.
And looks like DoctorBobtastic is going to head over to Eastern.
He's picking up some bombs from here.
Ah, okay, I see.
Yeah, he was completely out of bombs, and for moments I thought he would actually go into the Dark World here and check out Hype Cave with those bombs, but no hammer yet, so we can't get to that part.
Yeah, true.
And we can get to Hype Cave eventually, because we can just simply jump down the ledges from the Village of Outcast and make our way around the rocks there, although we've got the Titan Smiths to lift them up anyway, so... But it looks like he's going eastern first.
Well, it's a faster check, and as proven by Trucker, Eastern can be done with what our runners have right now.
Let's see those Titans from this chest. There we are.
So, since Morph Ball is lamp blocked, since the flute was lamp blocked as well, maybe it's in one of those first couple checks in Metroid.
I don't think, from the sounds of things, doesn't seem like either of them checked out Retro Brinstar, where there's
No, they haven't.
One item out of logic, so at least if you're starting off from the initial minute of the game. Now that we've got to the Morph Ball bombs, there's actually quite a lot more stuff in logic down there.
Well, I mean, you'd need the Morph Ball first.
True. It's kind of bending my mind right now.
Yeah, this combo, Randomizer tends to do that. Though I'm kind of worried about how long it'll take Trucker, once the lamp is found, how long it'll take Trucker to go back to the, I guess it's called Dark Cross, since that's where the flute was.
There's a couple of names for it. I've been tending to call it the Dark Cross Room lately because it's cross-shaped, it's in the dark, and there's no other room like it. So It identifies it pretty well, and it tends to be one of those items that if you don't have the lamp, it gets left behind for a long time.
Pot is pendants, and red crystals at Thieves Town, and ice.
The trucker thought I was talking over the map check a bit too long, then decides to give us another check for good measure. Decent guy, even though he can't hear us.
So, trucker giving our first, going through Village of Outcasts, not finding much in the chest game. We can get through Thieves Town, but without the hammer, that's kind of an iffy thing, because you kind of want the hammer when going through Thieves Town, just so you can get through that, get the big chest.
Yeah, if you're lucky, if you're lucky with your items, you don't pick up the map and compass at all when you've cleared the rest of Thieves Town, and you know it's going to be in that big chest. If you're unlucky, you find a map and compass, and then that means you're leaving an item behind there. Ooh, quite a convenient cape there.
Mm-hmm.
Trucker was thinking a bit about where to go. He's going to go the south route first. Might be grabbing Jeremiah the blacksmith here, but he wants to do the digging game first, because the digging game proprietor, he gets really annoyed if you try to bring the frog there.
Or anything. He doesn't like when you bring the purple chest either.
True, but he can just leave it outside, just like sitting on the ground and pick it up on your way out. I mean, that's an energy tank from a digging game.
E-tank's pretty good.
Yeah, Trucker's doing the south route now, but he's left Jeremiah behind, so he's not going to get a world tour this time.
And DoctorBobtastic taking a death in that, I believe that was the Igor room.
Well, he's in the Dark World now.
And suddenly he's in the Dark World.
The strongest of death orbs there, perhaps. Dies so hard he pops up in another world.
Such is the magic of combo randomizer. Yeah, we did not see Trucker go this way, so we'll be seeing some new information here.
Big key in the first chest, so Bob may be making a bomb jump over to the other side here. Yeah, he's going to try that.
Alright, we got big 20 for the... They got E-Tank, missiles, heart piece, and bottle with the fairy. Okay.
I'd give that 2 out of 10 because it's quite a nice hype cave in terms of survivability, both some stuff for Link to the Past and Super Metroid. But nothing that gets you anywhere in either game other than extra life.
And though that was our first bottle, well, Trucker's first bottle. I believe there was a bottle at Paradox Cave.
Yes.
If memory serves. And I think now he's going back to go get through the blacksmith stuff.
Dr. Bob got those Gibdos in a very good position where they won't harass him while moving the statue. And they got the Wallmaster and the barriers to worry about now. So I reckon he's going to get this chest here and then just death walk back to the entrance again to refill his health.
And all for just 20 rupees.
Trucker has now retrieved Jeremiah, and he's going to be taking him on a North Duck Road tour instead.
Question in chat, has Tucker done the entered Thieves Town yet? No, he has not.
I think the thing disincentivizing them from clearing out Thieves Town at the moment is...
oh my! Hello, speed boost at Bumper Ledge. Trucker has the cape. He can get it right now and is looking to do so. And there's a sword in Skull Woods.
Alright, so this kind of routing is working out for Dr. Bob because now he can actually go to Thieves Town and kill Blind if he so chooses. I think given the current items, there's actually nothing that can kill Blind with at the moment. So this will work for him. Blind is vulnerable to a lot of items. He's not vulnerable to the bow or the hookshot foe.
And unfortunately, apparently the blacksmith didn't want to go into Bumper Cave, so Trucker will have to go collect the speed boost later.
Meanwhile, Dr. Bob's already on his way there, but he doesn't have the cape. Alright, Jeremiah, since you are blocking us from the magic cave, what are you giving to us instead? A mushroom.
Oh my. And I don't believe we have the means of doing the fake powder glitch just yet.
No, we need the Cane of Samaya to do that.
Okay. I was trying to think if there was anything else you could have done that with. But, Sick Kid has Charge Beam. Oh my.
Suddenly a whole lot of Super Metroid is coming into logic here. Charge Beam is actually logically required for a Super Metroid clear because Ridley and Mother Brain depend on you having the Charge Beam because if you just go into those fights with Super Missiles, you run the risk of running out of Super Missiles and you cannot replenish your missiles in that fight. So to clear Super Metroid in logic, you need a Charge Beam. It's often done without a Charge Beam if you end up with like 60 Super Missiles or so, but it is normally required. And that also means that the Charge Beam can never be in Ganon's tower, because for Super Metroid progression, Ganon's tower can never have any items within it that are absolutely required for Super Metroid. So you can find some things there like the Speed Booster or the Screw Attack, but you can never find a Charge Beam in there.
And I guess the reason why Charge Beam is considered required is probably because the randomizer will assume that you'll be as wasteful as absolutely possible with your missiles.
Ridley is a pretty elusive boss. You can often miss quite a lot of missiles trying to hit him, especially if he's off the top of the screen somewhere.
Yeah, true enough. So now that Trucker's got the speed boost, what is the next destination? Question in chat, where was Morphball? Morphball was at Paradox Cave, which as of now is not in logic because the flute is also lamp locked. So until we get the lamp, that Morphball is not in logic yet.
And given the sequence breaking we've done right now, we may not be finding a lamp anywhere at all. Depends how comfortable Dr. Bob and Chuck are with the dark rooms. A lot of the stuff in the other dungeons is a lot harder than Eastern Palace.
Yeah, Eastern Palace is one thing, Mire and Turtle Rock is another. You know, Trucker completing the blacksmith chain, taking the purple chest for a ride.
Yeah, he doesn't have that flute from the Dark Cross, so he's got to go the long way with this purple chest.
And just for missiles. But probably going to route Agony in since he's already in the area.
If that's a flute and a Titansmith, Dr. Bob could already go over to the Maya area. There's no mirror to get into Desert Palace yet, and we don't know what Mizumaya itself is, but we don't have the boots to... well, we do have the hookshot to get across the gap, but we don't have the cane to get into the back.
And for those that are daring, you could check to see what's behind Golden Teresa.
Oh, yes. We can. That's actually out of logic, because we need the farrier suit for that.
Right. But that hence why I said for the daring.
Yeah.
I remember when I believe I've actually only run one actual seed of this, and Gravity Suit was actually at Screw Attack.
There was a race I commented a little while ago where the Gravity Suit was in the big Ridley statue room in Lower Norfair, and you were logically required to get the flute and get the Titans and go into Lower Norfair with the various suit, but you didn't have the Gravity Suit, the Space Jump, or anything else to actually getting into Ridley's there by the normal method.
Wow. Meanwhile, DoctorBobtastic taking on Blind. I did not look to see if he's already got the compass and map yet.
I missed his menu, so I don't know if he's got them either. Just get the kill.
Ooh, that was... I saw the laser coming out of Blind. That was very close. And I did not see what Blind gave Dr.
No, we lost the thread. We lost the flames. Blech. The frames at just the worst possible moment. It looks like Trucker's going for a fake flip again. He wants to check out that Zora. We did see this on Dr. Bob's side. It was just a big 20.
Yeah, but for whatever it's worth, we didn't see what was in one of the items in Waterfall, and for all we know, it could have been something good for the Metroid side. So long as once we actually can get into the whirlpool. Come on, thank you.
Gotta be careful with the Zora fireballs too. If Trucker got hit by one, he's dead. Fake Flipper is not a normal trick expected by the game at all, so if you're in the water and you get hit by fireball, that normally would softlock you, but to prevent the softlock, the game just kills you instead. I think that's actually a bit of coding that was implemented into the randomizer directly.
Oh, really? And the other item was just a missile pack. Not to mention, we'll also see what's on the Zora ledge. We missed what was there for the first time.
Yeah, we won't be able to grab it just yet, though. The flippers are 100% required for the ledge.
And it's an X-ray scope.
No.
Okay.
Well, we've got Charge Beam on Dr. Bob's side. I don't think he'll be returning for the X-ray scope, but if we got the Plasma Beam, he may consider it just for the microwave capabilities later.
Yeah, but that falls kind of under a similar argument of having Wave Beam at Lumberjack. It's nice to have, but is it worth the time to actually get it?
Aghanim is quite a bit of a lengthier kill to do than just you could, if you had the flippers, you could just flute to 8, take Whirlpool over, and get that X-ray without too much trouble. You'd really want the boots for it, though. Right. That is to say, the Link to the Past boots, not the Super Metroid speed boosts. That's Dr. Bob has picked up. Do you think the speed booster actually goes on Samus's... Hello? Something going on with the sprite there on Trucker's side. It turned into half a red rupee there.
That happens when you when our runner decides not to pick up what Zora gives you. If you just decide, no, I'm not picking this up, that's kind of what happens to the Zora Ledge item.
Okay, that's vaguely reminiscent of Bob and Gallon's Tower. So Trucker's not taking a save and crit here. He's handing in that mushroom.
as mentioned, we don't have the means of doing the fake powder just yet, and he's already in the area, and it's an extra check. And, well, there you go. So we couldn't do the fake powder if we wanted to, because that's where the Cadence of Mario was the whole time. And, ooh, Trucker switching over to Metroid, the Metroid side now.
Okay. So we're going to get our first look at the items here, and there's quite a lot we can grab already. Given his current loadout, he can pretty much get all the way down to Upper Norfair and take the exit out to Death Mountain if he so chose.
Even without Morph Ball?
Oh, he hasn't picked up the Morph Ball yet. Oh, yeah.
Because it's lamp blocked.
I think he's just realized that as well, because he's trying to get into the Alcatraz escape there, and...
No, he's trying to set up he's trying to do a short charge to get through the wall on the left.
Yeah, now he is, yes. So short charge is one of those tricks that's not in logic for the tournament. The Combo Randomizer Winter Tournament is running on normal logic, so a couple tricks like Shine Sparks and Infinite Bomb Jumps are in logic right now. So, and because we do have the Morph Ball bombs, we can do Infinite Bomb Jumps around to get things, check out stuff that is in logic. But the short charge to get into the left side of criteria here, not in logic.
I mean, with what they've currently... Oh, there we go.
Given the distance, I don't think short charge is actually required for that amount of distance.
I have seen people do that recently.
There's just enough space there to get a normal speed boost going with just a regular run. Short charge is a technique where you tap the movement button to essentially get Samus moving on the same frame as the way she pumps her arm, because to activate the speed booster, she kind of has to pump her arm forward 4 times, and then you get into the blue suit and speed booster state afterwards. But if you kind of like interrupt your movements a bit, but keep Samus in the running animation, you can do what's called a short charge to activate your speed booster earlier than usual.
Another thing is, well, I guess we won't be able to mock ball, but we have speed boost, so it doesn't matter.
But Dr. Bob's about to get that cane, and he may be thinking, should take a look over at the Maya area now. Might be able to get inside of that Ether medallion.
Possibly. Oh, wow, there's the lamp. So the lamp was blocked by speed boost.
Right. So yeah,
All right.
Logic was expecting you to go down here without the Morph Ball to go get that lamp, so you can get the Morph Ball. Yeah, Dr. Bob is checking out the Maya area now, like expected. It is Ether to get inside.
Oh, okay.
Now, obviously, he doesn't have that lamp yet. He can full clear Maya if he so chooses, but the dark rooms down there are some of the more difficult ones to get through without a lamp. So, we'll see if he goes for it or not.
And we got powder in the mire shed. Yeah, while you do have access to a decent number of areas, there's a certain significant number of checks that you can't make just because you don't have Morph Ball right now.
Dr. Bob is diving into Maya. Let's see how well he knows the dark rooms.
Or maybe he's just opening it for later.
Yeah, he's just leaving it for now. Oh, he looks like he's going into Lower Norfair.
Remember when I said it would be someone daring that would be willing to to check that. And just missiles.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Yeah, one quick check.
He could check out the... if he wanted to, he could make some wall jumps up or bomb jumps if he wanted, and check out what's in the golden tweezer room. He would take the death in there, but that would just put him back at the ship if he chose to reset, and that would enable him to start his Super Metroid checks if he so chose. So it's not a bad idea, but he's going to be checking out Maya first. 2 items to be found in here. If Dr. Bob doesn't want to... there could be one on Vitreous. If Dr. Bob doesn't want to contend with the Dark Rooms, he could be leaving one behind. So this might be a double dip for him, or he might be confident with getting through. We will see.
And this is a crystal, so our runners will have to take out Vitreous at some point anyway.
Yeah. With the fighter sword, Vitreous is a very nasty prospect, but Dr. Bob has got the bow and quite a lot of arrows, so he can just simply go for the arrow spam method instead. He's also got other few options he could do. He's got the cape, so he could just put on that cape and go for dash strats, or simply throw a lot of bombs at the eyeballs. There's a range of options available to him. So first item in Maya is 50 rupees.
As he's having the first item taken care of already.
And Trucker, before they go back into Link to the Past Fat Lamp, they could be checking out Retro Brinstar here.
I mean, you're already here. Might as well do a couple extra checks. And I believe with Speed Boost, that would put the ceiling in Brinstar in logic, right?
I'm trying to think of a block layout there. Can't quite remember if you have to break the blocks there with a power bomb before you can speed boost up.
No, you can just use a shot.
Now this item in the roof, I think it is in logic thanks to Ice Beam. So you just simply have to freeze the
fair enough.
moth thing here and then use it as a platform and then get the fire shield in the roof.
I forgot about they had Ice Beam.
Now Trucker is making his way out of criteria here. He's going to use the door back into Link to the Past because he will lose all his items that he's got down in Green Brinstar if he chooses to take a reset. I haven't seen him do a save yet. So
I don't believe so, no.
So getting into Link to the Past acts as a pseudo-save for his game. If he decides to hard reset and go back to Super Metroid, it will put him back at the ship, but it will keep the items that he's gotten in Super Metroid. But he does need to get that door transition.
And Dr. Bob is looks like he's heading for Vitreous.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we saw the Firelog side on him, so
no.
Of course, he doesn't have the lamp or fire yet. He can't check it out anyway.
Right.
So for anyone that missed it, the lamp was in Green Brinstar. You need the speed booster logically to get to it. You don't need a morph ball because the morph ball itself is locked behind the lamp.
Yep. It was at early supers.
So
Dr. Bob taking a death, but doesn't have a fairy.
It looks like he was in the Medusa room. He still is. We don't have audio on his side, so I cannot tell if he got the block on the switch or not, but it looks like he got through, because now we can see an anti-fairy in the next room.
Nicely done. And it looks like Trucker is gonna head for Death Mountain.
Yeah, but he's going to find that extremely loaded Paradox Cave over there. Can't get to Tower of Hera, though. We still need the hammer or the mirror for that. Tower of Hera is only a pendant, so it's not too appealing either way, so
Nah.
not too big a loss right now. So Dr. Bob has made his way over to the past the Dark Rooms and is going to be taking on Vitreous here. Probably going to want to powder that anti-fairy top of his health. He is on Yep, he is on red mail, but 6 hearts still isn't a lot to do with Vitreous Rip. Although I did see in his menu he's got a blue potion just in case. And he's going for bomb strats first. Not a bad idea, he's got loads of bombs.
Yep, and it'll save on arrows. Because even though arrows are pretty effective, that's still a lot of eyes, and that's like, what, 3 arrows each for regular arrows?
Yeah, 3 hours for the small eyeballs and 8 hours for the big Vitreous eyeball. He does have 37 hours though, so he could afford more than afford to spend a few here just killing off those eyes. He's out of bombs now, so, well, 1 bomb left.
Yep. Break out the arrows and just do what? Finish him off. But if it's only like 1 arrow a piece, it's no big deal.
For 10 silvers. Yeah, with the silver arrows, Vitreous is extremely trivial because just 1 arrow would take out the small eyeballs and 2 arrows would take out Vitreous itself. But we did so much damage to those bombs that those eyeballs were just dying in 1 hour anyway. So 8 more hours here, we'll finish off Vitreous, and Dr. Bob will get his 2nd crystal.
And the 2nd item as well. So left side, the Firelock side was not necessary.
So this is actually extremely beneficial for Dr. Bob because most people will be checking out the Firelock side before they go down to Vitreous. And Trucker will be wasting a lot of time getting their map and compass there.
That is unfortunate.
Depends how Trucker decides to approach it though. He may decide with the keys and finding the big key so early he's just going to go for the God Maya play and just go straight through.
And if it turns out, Vitreous didn't have an item, you could always just go back in if you really wanted to, I guess. Probably no different than going back in for left side swamp or something.
Now, Dr. Bob is also on Death Mountain. Yeah, we're going to get a Dark Death Mountain check here. Also, see what's in Super Bunny and see what's in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, I don't believe... So, I guess with that would be Trucker's 2nd bottle that he got out of Paradox, then?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Just a piece of art on the floating island, so we're not going to be needing the mirror for that, which is beneficial for Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob misses the hookshot there on the block, so he's going to have to take the long way around. Doesn't cost him much time, only a few seconds.
Alright, so what do we have at Super Bunny? Heart Container. And Super Missiles. Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
And there's still all of Hookshot Cave to do. All the items are in logic there.
Oh, yes.
Thanks to that hookshot.
And we know that floating island has nothing, so don't have to worry about going back for that. Ooh, going to get information on what Medallion T-Ruck requires,
Ether.
and it is Ether as well. Wow. I mean, they don't have Fire Rod or Ice Rod, so that's really not even in consideration right now, but just the knowledge that you don't need any of the other medallions is nice.
There was one race I commentated before where the bow was in the first chest of Turtle Rock, and both Fire Rod and Ice Rod were on Laser Bridge. It could happen. It could happen. Oh, there's the hammer.
Ooh, and well, there's our access to Hera if our runners decided to go for it. But
Dr. Bob thinks, yeah, I'm going to take the hammer and open up Turtle Rock, but he doesn't have the mirror, so he's stuck outside.
Yep. So, if anything, having the hammer, pretty much, that's our full Dark World access. Now we're able to get to the eastern side of the Dark World, Pod and Catfish and the like.
Dr. Bob is actually going up the east side of Death Mountain again. Is he going to go over to Tower of Hera with a hammer, or is he going to go over to Turtle Rock? It looks like Tower of Hera is the play here, because he's staying in the Light World. So, this is if he had to stay in Light World to open up Turtle Rock anyway, so...
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, opening up T-Rock would be convenient for later, but that's still only really one check.
It would also stop him from getting into Tower of Hera once he opens it up, so he's going for Tower of Hera first.
And he's gonna hope that he does that. That he doesn't have to go to the basement, because he has no fire source yet. And where's Trucker going? Spike Cave. Hammer, gloves, cape, yeah.
Yeah, for Spike Cave to be in logic, you either need the cape and the Cane of Brian, half magic, or a empty bottle, which you could put a magic potion in. This could be dangerous for Trucker. He's going for brute force here.
He's got a fairy, so he's fine.
Yeah. So he didn't quite get through, but the fairy does save him.
And all for missiles. So I guess Dr. Bob got lucky in that got the big key first, and there's the small key, so can at least beat Moldorm. But I didn't see if there was an item in the basement as well.
I missed that myself. And a nice bomb jump to get over to that big chest there.
So that was the map. I guess when we see the menu again, we'll see if he already has the compass or not.
No compass.
No compass, so it could be here, it could be in the basement. Where was that? Where did Dr. Bob get that sword? I forget now.
I want to say Skullwards. Yeah, Skullwards.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, the trucker's going up the wrong side of the pyramid to try and check the item there.
And
there we go, 5 missiles.
And there's the hard piece at Moldorm, which means the basement has the compass and is irrelevant.
So nothing here for Bob.
Yeah, Bob's getting lucky between Meyer and Hera, just finding all the items. with other spots still left to check in the dungeon. So.
Trucker's making their way over to Catfish. Ooh, Bob's getting gutsy here. He's going to open up Turtle Rock. I reckon he's going to go inside.
Yeah, it makes sense that there's only really one check. Basically, in theory, one check. Even if the first chest has a small key, it's really just going to amount to one check. It's just how deep you go to get that one item. Alright, what does Catfish have? Missiles.
So Dr. Bob is headed in.
Was about to check for the hint, but hints aren't a thing here.
Okay, so if we don't find a small key here, we are locked. Okay, there's a small key, so down the rabbit hole we go.
Okay.
Although Trucker does have that lamp from early Supers in Green Brinstar, he doesn't have the fire rod yet, so this would be equally as appealing for him, trying to get through here. And the fire rod would make this particular Hokuboku quite a bit easier. With the fighter sword, it takes quite a lot of hits to defeat it. Okay, so we need another small key from this chest. If we find it, we can go even deeper. If we don't, we're locked out.
And that's
what's this
the chain
chain
chomps are being cooperative, and oh boy, deeper we go. Nice, taking advantage of the anti-fairy there.
A slow hammerpegs check coming in here on Trucker's side. It's really nice if you have the boots for this particular area, because you can just hammer dash your way through those pegs. But within is just 20 rupees. Okay, so Dr. Bob needs to get a small key from the pokey here, and may either check out the vanilla big key chest, or he may decide to take it deep into Turtle Rock instead. We will see.
Well, you need that last chest has to have a big key just to get any farther.
Oh yeah, of course, it has to have the big key.
And Trucker heading into Thieves Town, which we'll be able to get everything out of here. I don't recall if there was an item left over. And it's a small key. Which I think means Dr. Bob's trip through T-Rock is pretty much done.
Yeah, it looks like he's realized the same thing. So that costs him a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. He was in the area anyway.
Yeah.
The worst part about Turtle Rock is actually just getting back to Turtle Rock.
I understand the check being made if you're already in the area. If you had gone out of his way just for that one, what was ultimately one check, that would be a bit much. I thought in chat about Dr. Bob avoiding Super Metroid for now is perhaps because he knows that the lamp is out of logic right now.
Morphball, Morphball. You need the lamp to get Morphball, and the lamp is in the green booster.
Exactly. But it's the tricky thing when you're sequence breaking. You kind of have to pay attention to how broken your sequence is. Because, like, say, if you sequence broke and got the bow immediately doing Eastern and Pod would be nice. You're probably not. You shouldn't expect to actually get much out of it besides the dungeon clear itself.
So Dr. Bob save and quit to the link to the past menu screen. He thought about his options and he's taking the hard reset into Super Metroid to start his checks. So assuming he makes it down to Green Brinstar, he's going to get that lamp and be nice and in logic and have a lot more stuff he can do down here.
Oh yes.
Trucker having a bit of problems with that green lizard in the top of Thieves Town. I think they want to try and retrieve some small hearts to refill their life.
Ooh, and DoctorBobtastic immediately trying to get in the gauntlet.
It's a pretty tricky wall jump up here, and I don't believe this one is in logic. But he's got the speed booster first, so...
Speed boost, go ahead and... Yeah, with speed boost, I believe that should be in logic. The gauntlet should be in logic with speed boost.
Yeah, he's also got infinite... Yeah, he's also got infinite bomb jump too.
And arrow expansion.
He's probably going to want to refill his life here at the ship and then try to check out Gauntlets again, although, gets across with speed booster anyway.
Yeah, 4 energy tanks, no reserves. Gauntlet is kind of a scary thing to go into right now. But he did save before going into this, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, if he doesn't find anything in the back of or front of Gauntlets, he may just take the reset anyway, just to get back to ship. The air expansion was pretty worthless.
And Trucker opening the big chest in Thieves Town, getting a missile pack. And just another missile at Gauntlet. And I don't remember, did Trucker check the back of Gauntlet?
I don't remember seeing it, so I don't know. Well, he couldn't have checked it. No power bombs, because no morph ball.
Fair enough. Yeah, true enough. Yeah, Dr. Bob's got to be careful here.
He could have power bombs from that previous platform. Interesting that he chose to go over and take a slight dip in the acid to use a power bomb a bit closer. Getting low on health here.
Okay, he's fine. He's fine. And Trucker deciding to... Well, he doesn't have a sword, so he's doing Kane of Samaria strats against blinds. What do we have in the gauntlet? Super missiles and 10 arrows. Super missiles, please. Thank you.
I'm surprised he's not actually just resetting here to restore his health. But more supers isn't too bad. He's got the charge beam first, so all he really wants to is just other beam upgrades to not have to worry about missiles. Trucker is out of magic, so they're going for hammer strats now.
He's got 1 hit left that he has to get. And with red mail, this should not be... Oh, I guess... Oh, thought he had 2 hits there.
Ooh,
oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Dr. Bob are immediately going for that save room because they are worried about their health.
I understand that. It feels kind of weird not having to worry about about mockballing through early supers here.
And Dr. Bob thought about trying that mockball for a second, but then remembered, yep, speed boost, I can just run through here instead.
Alright, so get to see... Oh my! Oh my various suit. Okay! That was fine. That was a good find. That was a good find. You know, Trucker heading towards Dark Cross, and we'll be getting their flute.
It could be a while before Trucker actually comes back here because he already got this lamp much earlier. He didn't have the morph ball at the time. He might decide once now with that morph ball, he may go clear out Norfair first instead, or well, try and clear a bit of Norfair.
Without the various suit.
I've seen hell dives done here before. Hell dives are completely out of logic, but I've seen some runners in desperation to try and get their Fairysuit to make the hell dives anyway. But yeah,
I've done hell dives before. It is not a pleasant experience. All right, DoctorBobtastic heading towards the Edicoons. We got 3 items here. What do we have first? Power bombs, not bad. Phaser
beam. Yep, nice offensive upgrade, particularly that charge beam. If we never find plasma, and we do want plasma because it's plasma, it's awesome, but if we never find it, space is our next best alternative. So Trucker's also activating their flute much later after Dr. Bob, so get your 07s in chat again for the Scourge of Hyrule is loose once more.
And the last item at Edicoons is another missile.
Trucker's also checking out the Maya area. We'll see if they're daring enough to go clear out Maya with that. Well, no, they do have the lap now. They can go full clear it if they choose.
Yep. Fire is fully in logic for Trucker. But no sword, so it can't even get in yet.
Oh, right. Okay, yes, you need a sword to actually use a medallion in the first place. Well then.
So many things that we can't take for granted in these games, aren't there?
Dr. Bob's making the way into Big Pink now. Gotta be careful of health still.
But there we go.
Health problem.
Yeah, that takes care of that. And so we'll be seeing more checks here that Trucker wasn't able to do, like Mission Impossible here. And Trucker's going into Golden Chorizo.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to beat the Chorizo, but he's going to see a couple of items here and then decide if he wants to come back here later. So the first item was a piece of heart. But now this Golden Chorizo is getting in the way. He's actually going for the kill.
Might have enough supers to take him out. Now it's just a matter of, surviving long enough for the kill. Never mind.
Okay, so one item still goes unchecked in here.
Yep.
Beam the bottle down at charge beam.
Ooh, the good bee. And we actually can check Waterway. We have speed boost, and you don't need gravity suit for this.
Fun fact, I was actually looking up about the good bee last night. It's actually called a good bee due to a translation error. It's supposed to be a golden bee. It's called a good bee because it lasts much longer than the normal bee, but the way you would normally get the good/golden bee in normal Link to the Past is at the if you go to the Ice Rod Cave from the right side, there's a room with fairies there and a statue. If you bonk into the statue, you release a golden bee. But it's not a good bee because that golden bee will still attack you until you put it in a bottle with a bug net. So just my little anecdote for today.
And Waterway not having much. The other thing that was a missile. Trucker getting up into gauntlets. Does Dr. Bob not realize that he has more fall bombs?
I mean, when you've got this many power bombs, you don't think about using multiple bombs much anyway.
Yeah, but that's just extra menuing, really.
Yeah, it could potentially also cost him because there's a bunch of stuff that would be in logic with bomb jumps. If he forgets he has the multiple bombs, he's not going to make those checks.
Well, he has Spring Ball too.
True, but it's just stuff like, say, like if you're trying to get to the Astrum at the top of Criteria without the speed booster, it's in logic with the multiple bombs, but if you forget you have those bombs, you don't check it out. In this case, it was useless because it was 5 hours, but it's things like that. I mean, like I said, Spring Ball and Speed Booster themselves makes it less of a concern, but... Ooh, Plasma!
Well, there's our beam concerns. And Trucker was all that for nothing.
Dr. Bob has an interesting question here. Does he want to go back to the Sora Ledge when he finds Flippers and get that X-ray?
Yeah. I mean, maybe if he has Mirror at the time that he checks Catfish, maybe, but otherwise, that's quite a ways for just one thing. Even if it does enable microwave.
Does make Botru and particularly Dragon a lot quicker, and especially since we don't have the grapple beam for the other method of killing Dragon quickly. And there's lots of ways you can kill Dragon quickly. If you have a lot of supers and you get yourself in a good position when he's spewing the goo at you, you can pepper his stomach with a lot of supers in a short amount of time. You can also go for Shine Spark strats and just dash straight through Dragon to damage him.
And Trucker getting that Varia suit. Worried that it might take a while, but I guess just going down from Gauntlet, it makes sense.
So Trucker checked out a bunch of Green Brinstar earlier, but he didn't have that Morph Ball, so he's totally going to be behind Dr. Bob quite a bit here. But Dr. Bob is, okay, he gets, nope. He's struggling a bit with this super missile clip through the gates to open it. Normally you would need the wave beam for that. So if there's an important item behind here, it would technically mean this is an Aghanim seed, because the wave beam is at the lumberjack. But nobody's going to go kill Aghanim when he can just do this skip instead. Dr. Bob checking it a bit early. You've got to wait for hearing the sound effect of the whoop of the door opening. It is very tricky doing this super missile clip if you don't have the high jump boots. The high jump boots make this a lot easier. He's still got plenty more supers to keep trying this though.
Yeah, it's just a question of how much of a time commitment does he want to make for this.
And I think he's jumping forward away from the wall, and that is negating the clip for him. So I think he's got to stay close to that wall, because you see he jumped away there from the wall and then fired a missile, and I think that's doesn't work. And he keeps going over to check that gate. So Ah, he got it open this
Oh,
time.
wow, he got it. Okay. Now, was this worth it?
Yes.
Yes, oh my.
We've got an agar seed. Although we're not going to get agar. Anyway, it's an agar seed.
Technically, yes. Oh my. You see, when I was positing potential trolley things the seed was going to do, I think I've mentioned ice rod at Shack Tool. I think this might be worse. Or at least by seed logic standards, anyway. And as Trucker returns to Big Pink, will he do the same thing? And if not, that's gonna set him back a good ways.
I mean, it is one of the primary tricks down here because the Wraith Beam could pretty much be anywhere in the game, and if it was in a vanilla spot, it's still miles away from this location. So it's one of the tricks that if you're doing the just a normal randomizer or the combo randomizer, you're going to want to learn pretty quickly. So yeah, the Trucker is catching up to Dr. Bob here. It just depends how long he spends getting this super missile clip himself. And Dr. Bob is trying to use... Ah yeah, he's going for the infinite bomb jump here.
Yep, there we go.
For a moment there, he was trying to freeze the bugs coming out of the pipe with the ice beam and jump up, but not quite enough height to do that.
And that the wave gate glitch, that's definitely not a trick that I've ever learned or ever really wanted to learn. Of course, I don't play on hard logic, so it would never be something that would be required of me. Hello, flippers. Okay, we're finding the good stuff again.
Such a shame that the Swamp Palace is green pendant, because... oh no, we still need a Metroid. Never mind.
Yep.
So many items required for Swamp. The hammer being the tricky one that tends to catch me out, because you don't actually need it to get inside, you just need it to get anywhere beyond the first chest.
Yep.
The first chest can often come into play if you're playing normal Link to Past Randomizer with key sanity, because you can often find important items there that you that then would then lead you over to the hammer.
And Dr. Bob saying no to the fire shield. What is Trucker doing there? He's proving that you don't need gravity suit to get through waterway. And all just for a piece of heart. Alright, what do we have at Billy Mays?
Some missiles, but wait, there's more. Just a heart container.
Well, heart container's not bad. So, by logic, for Super Metroid, we're still missing gravity suit and space jump, yes? Is screw attack required by logic?
I think screw attack isn't normally required in logic unless you are doing weird things like having to go through without power bombs or speed booster or something. For stuff that would normally use bombs to break. The screw attack breaks any blocks that bombs would normally break.
Space jump's not required? I thought it was logically required for Ridley stuff, but I guess not.
If you want to get into Yeah, if you want to get into Ridley's lair, you can just go through the back door with minor of the items, so you don't need a space jump to get into there. The space jump is only really required for one check, which is the one of the items in the golden chorizo room. But we
Right,
already
yeah.
saw it's a piece of heart, so we don't need space jump at all this seed. So that is actually one of the items that could be popping up in Ganon's tower now.
Dr. Bob checking the shaft supers here. And it's the shovel, oh my. I thought aren't shovels supposed to be at the bottom of a shaft, not the top?
Shovels can be pretty much anywhere they choose. About a week ago, I had a race where the shovel was actually inside the digging game. So you use a shovel to get a shovel.
Oh wow, that's funny. And we're seeing Trucker pretty much follow on right behind DoctorBobtastic on these checks. And
Boomerang at Omega missiles. Where's Dr. Bob going to go from here? They could go back to Link to the Past and check out a bit more there, or they could go to Wreck Ship perhaps, or even to Red Tower and down to Norfair and Crates there. Bunch of options available to them now.
Yep.
So he's staying in Super Metroid for now. He's not taking the door out. We're going to get a DLC fight coming up.
Yes, since we have more ball bombs, this chorizo fight will be active.
That said, it is a ridiculously short fight given the loadout we have.
Yeah,
Two missiles and one super will take out the chorizo in pretty much the space of 1 second. Alternatively, Dr. Bob has so many supers and he just uses 2 supers to finish him off. Alright, Bob, you're returning to the ship. Where are you going to go now?
yeah, going to get a quick refill first.
A really decent number of super missiles so far, so if we decide to go down to Dragon, he's still going to be pretty easy with the charged plasma shots, even if no X-ray. Okay, Dr. Bob goes left for a bit, and now they're going right.
So is Wreck Ship in logic with what?
Yes, springboard. You can do a springboard jump over to the other side of the, with a little bit of speed, just a regular dash, no speed booster required. You can springboard jump to the other side of that pond, and that is in logic. It has caught out a lot of people before because Wreck Ship has had required progress, and the only way to get over there at the time was the springboard.
Oh wow.
I believe I was in the. I can't remember which race it was, but I think it had Oats and Goats and Karakan, where it was actually required. Probably wrong, but I've done a lot of races lately.
I guess that's something I'll have to learn at some point then. But ooh, Trekker's not looking good on health right now. But has enough for a crystal flash. Nice. Nice bit of resourcefulness there.
Honestly, Crystal Flash is so useful, especially in the combo randomizer where you're going to be have a huge supply of ammo most of the time. You need 10 missiles, 10 supers, and 10 power bombs to activate it, but you also need to be below 50 energy in your last energy tank, which is the trickier part.
Especially if you're trying to do it in like a heated room or something. Without Varia.
Yeah, I believe if you're trying to activate the crystal flash in a heated room without Varia, you actually have to try and activate it before you go down to 50 energy. Because if you activate it when you're already below 50 energy, you will die. It's not something I've seen anybody do before, though, so I'm not 100% on the specifics.
So Dr. Bob deciding not to go wreck ship, and the heart is just floating there. Okay. Don't think I've ever seen that before.
Nah, you typically pick up the item before the Tuitsa decides to wake up, or you don't have the morph ball bombs and the Tuitsa never wakes up in the first place.
Ooh, Dr. Bob going for X-ray. Okay.
And there's a number of ways you can get across here. You can use the morph ball bomb jumps to get up there and then form the spikes on the other side. Although that's tricky because the spikes will damage you and send you off in a different direction from where your morph ball is. I'm not quite sure if that one is in logic. You can also use damage boosts from those flying cloister things to boost yourself over to the other side, which definitely is not in logic. It looks like Bob is struggling a bit with the bomb jump here. This could be bad for him, because if you can't do it here, the other side is much trickier with those spikes.
Yep. And he made it up that one.
I didn't quite see. Did he take a save at the bottom of the red tower to just in case he dies here?
Oh, one shot too many, and he. Oh boy. At this point, he probably hopes that this is an E-tank or something, and it looks like he's noping out of there.
Yeah, I don't blame him. This is very, very difficult.
Ooh, looks like Trucker is going to try and get into wreck ship.
He's going to try and spark across the moat here, which is another way of getting across here in logic.
Mm-hmm. And does so successfully. Alright, so we have DoctorBobtastic heading towards Kraid, Trucker heading into wreck ship. So let's see which spot has more value right now.
Wreck ship lately in the races has either been boom or bust, and by bust I mean complete bust, literally having nothing within it other than missiles. But the last couple of races I've observed, it has had progress items in here, so it's just one of those things. That said, the way Dr. Bob's tape route is taking him over to Kraid and Norfair, he's going to get a lot more items here in logic.
Just a art piece at Spazer. And the fact that our runners have speed boost means we'll be able to full clear wrecked ship in theory. The area after the spiky room of death might be a thing, but just another heart piece.
Dr. Bob having a couple problems jumping across the gap here to get to Crate. He turns off that speed booster so that he gets a better jump. So that he can get to the side of that ledge and wall jump at the rest of the way.
Yeah, I sometimes forget that speed booster gives you the turning speed booster off for little tiny things like that can mean a lot. You know, a trucker taking on Fantoon.
Some impressive plasma beam spam going on here.
And well, there's grapple beam.
Okay, so that actually puts the X-ray room in logic now, regardless of whatever else may get you in there. So
Right.
Dr. Bob may well return to that. I'm not quite 100% sure if infinite bomb jumps would get you logical access to that. Really depends on those spikes and whether the springboard affects it or not.
And if nothing else, grapple beam is an easier way of getting into wrecked ship as well.
So, second potential DLC prize coming up here for Dr. Bob. Create quick kill. It's tricky. You need to get a lot of super missiles into his mouth when it opens before he stands up. And that was just one regular missile, so he's not going to go anywhere for now. Okay,
Yep,
he's standing up.
Yep. DLC engaged. And down goes Fantoon for Trucker. And down goes Crate. And just 3 bombs for Crate. So Crate area was a bust. Well, we do still have one more check.
We have got the E-Tank room. And Crate's a necessary boss either way, and the checks barely cost you any time, so...
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to come this way anyway. It's just a matter of... My thought was just a matter of which had the better value here and now, wreck ship or Crate's area.
We're going to be seeing most of Wreck Ship now that Trucker has taken down Fantoon.
And there's the red boomerang.
He's already got the blue boomerang, so he's leaving that behind.
And supers. Which, I mean, supers is never a bad thing.
Yeah, particularly when you haven't killed Ridley yet. Ridley takes the highest damage with supers compared to any other weapon, so a bunch of supers makes him a lot easier. And less time consuming. For having charge beam and plasma beam, he's not going to be too much of a problem either way.
And DoctorBobtastic heading down to Norfair, which, with what we've got, that's pretty much all of Upper Norfair is available, yes?
Yes. If he wants to go down to Lower Norfair, he can just go from my area if he wants.
I think Dr. Bob has to turn Speed Booster back on. No,
It's
okay,
already on.
he did. Okay, I didn't see. I saw him turn it off going into crate. I didn't see him turn it back on. All right, so trucker trying to make it through. I believe this is Sponge Bath. I want to say. At least I thought I read somewhere that that's what this one was called.
Do you really want a sponge bath in a rusting, wrecked ship? You'd probably get tetanus.
₹20 at Ice Beam. Although this area is not easy to get through without high jump, at least.
Alright, Dr. Bob's on his way down to Combo Tower here, and then maybe paying a visit to everyone's favorite boss, Crocomire.
And with charged plasma, Crocomire won't be long for this world.
So say hi to Crocomire. You won't be seeing him for much longer.
Okay, so I was kind of wondering if I remember Crocomire being basically being a one-hit kill with charged plasma wave. I couldn't remember if the wave part was required, but I guess not.
Just the plasma beam suffices, because that lets your beam go through enemies, and for enemies like Crocomire, where you normally wouldn't have the plasma beam when you first reach it in a vanilla game, he's not programmed to resist your beam, like, say, the Golden Torito or Mother Brain. So the plasma beam goes straight. Yep. So the plasma beam goes straight through him. He takes a whole bunch of damage and just goes raiding straight into the pool. Now, if you have the wave beam, that lets your beam travel through walls and such. So it doesn't really do anything to Crocomire.
I thought wave beam was also a damage increase as well.
It's a small damage increase. I think it's like 50 damage or something.
Yeah, and I thought that maybe that would have mattered, but I guess not. Oh well, you learn new things all the time. Because sometimes that little extra bit of damage can mean a lot sometimes. And just power bombs there. Trying to get the shine spark, but was a bit too high.
Found one with some damage facts in chat. It's a plus 100 damage for wave beam, 50 for ice beam. I believe plasma is 200, but plasma also hits on every damage vein, which is the important part for Crocomire there.
And arrow expansion there, so I won't have to worry about that. Missile in the sky, heart piece at grapple. Reserve tank, nope. So Kraid ended up having nothing for progression. Wreck ship is starting to look the same.
Just 10 hours.
Yep. And now for some bowling. So when did Dr. Bob last save? Okay, it was after Crocomire, but before those other checks. All right.
So, the very rare occasion where Crocomire is absolutely, completely useless. I still say always bet on Croc.
Yeah, guys, knows if the one time you don't check is the one time that there'll be something important there. And an E-Tank to finish off Wreck Ship.
Okay, so Wreck Ship was a complete bust too. Well, we've still got a bunch of more of Upper North Edge to check out, so Dr. Bob will be seeing these items and if there's anything over here. No shine sparks or well, short charge shine sparks or infinite bomb jumps here. We're just going to grapple beam over, and there's a reserve tank for Bob. Poor guy.
Yep.
And we kind of see what happens when you pick up a reserve tank in Super Metroid. You just end up in lava and have a kind of lava seahorse spitting things at you. Bad things happen when you pick up reserve tanks.
And now Trucker is heading down Red Tower. So I think all that's left of Upper Norfair is what, Bubble Mountain, surrounding areas, and the cathedral.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Still quite a lot of items to be found over here, Bubble Mountain info.
Oh yeah. I did not see. Did we see what was the item there in that one corner? I didn't see what it was. Must be something important if Dr. Bob saw it. It must be something good. Oh, it's super missiles. All right. And Dr. Bob getting up to the top easily enough. And the single arrow. Oh boy. Piece and more missiles. So Dr. Bob heading for speed boost, and there'll be a couple more items to find there. So getting up there without high jump or space jump is a little on the tricky side. And Trucker doing the other way of getting into Craig's area without high jump. Just bombs. And, ooh, silver arrows. Nice. While silver arrows technically isn't progression, it's something you want to have.
It makes Ganon a lot less hassle. Unfortunately for Dr. Bob, they've already gone and cleared up Misery Maya, so it's not going to give him any value against Vitreous now.
No.
But the Trucker hasn't done it yet, so he's going to get a... assuming he picks up the Silver Ass from Bubble Mountain too, he's going to get a much quicker kill. Silver Ass still come useful for quite a lot of the bosses Bob has left, like the Armor's Knight, Land Molars, Helm's Hawking.
And it looks like Trucker wasn't even trying to do the quick kill there. Now, I was going to say, is Dr. Bob seriously going to IBJ up this area? And yes, he is.
He does get to the top, but then misses his footing on the like green flying things and falls down again. Ooh, takes a hit from the fire-breathing wall creature there.
Yeah, those things would probably be the biggest reason why I wouldn't even try doing that in this situation.
Now you get the mean, faster spinning version of those wall creatures down in the entrance to Ridley's Lair, and I believe those actually puts Ridley's Lair out of logic if you wanted to get there with an infinite bomb jump, because you have to be very, very lucky to avoid getting hit by those creatures when trying to do an infinite bomb jump there. But there's so many tricks you can use to sequence break your way into Ridley's Lair, and we've got a logical way to get in there anyway, thanks to the Maya area back door, so it doesn't matter.
We've seen both of our runners take advantage of that already for brief periods. Oh, jeez.
If Dr. Bob gave up, left the room, went back in for the top door, and fell down again.
It's like, what is the hitbox on those dumb things? And
well, yeah, wait, what's worth all this time? There's the Master Sword there.
Yep. And for Trucker, that'll be their first sword if they come this way. And just some money at Wave. And Trucker seeing the reserve at Crocomire Escape probably won't be getting that. So we are at the 2-hour mark, and we still have a decent amount of stuff left until go mode. We're still waiting on fire rods, potentially boots, mirror, perhaps bombos if we find that before fire rod.
But on the Super Metroid side of things, we only need a gravity suit now. But that is locking off a whole area of the game, pretty much, and there's a lot of items to be found in Meridia that could potentially be links to past items, so tricky.
Not to mention Lower Norfair as well. Which I guess you wouldn't need gravity for that. Since we have the mire area, you can get to Lower Norfair that way. But yeah, suitless Meridia is not a fun experience.
If push comes to shove, we could do suitless Meridia by taking the back doors in the southeast corner of the Dark World to get to Dragon directly, but still not an appealing prospect to be beating him without the gravity suit, and extremely tricky to escape without the gravity suit.
Yeah, question in the chat. Yes, Trucker did full clear wreck ship. Except for the area behind the spiky pit of doom. He wasn't ever able to get through there. And Dr. Bob heading back into Hyrule as Trucker heads down to Crocomire.
Misses the first shot against Crocomire.
Yeah, but thankfully Crocomire is...
Hey, what?
What?
What the?
The heck? Well, I guess we see how the sprites work, I guess, in this region.
I had heard of this. I'd never actually seen it before. So, yeah, grappling onto Crocomire makes him do weird things.
Well, you're not supposed to have grapple here. This is how you get to grapple in the first place. Oh, you know, Dr. Bob actually just switched over just to get a quick trip back to the ship in Super Metroid. Maybe he's going to be heading into wreck ship now.
Yeah, so there is a boss over here that Dr. Bob needs to kill. Also a lot of items, but none of them are of any use at all to Trucker, so it's a bit of a time sink.
Well, the only difference is if Dr. Bob is able to get past that one water area, and if that has something good. Because if there is something good, that's going to be bad for Trucker, because that Trucker probably won't be heading back there anytime soon. So while our runners are basically retracing each other's steps, why don't you go ahead and give them a follow? They're putting themselves out there for our entertainment, and I'm sure they'd appreciate it if you guys gave them a follow.
Trucker finds out that Crocomire was a complete bust, but at least we got to see his legs go walking away from him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's just hardly sitting out of her.
Not to mention, he already saw the reserve tank. Won't even need to go over there to check that. A little bit of a time save, and in a race, every second counts.
Dr. Bob also taking on Fan Zone here. Not sure what would be quicker to kill him with, ordinary missiles or charged plasma shots. Looks like he's just going for ordinary missiles though.
Guess it all depends on how comfortable you are with spamming missiles, I guess.
So truck is going to be very shortly done with Norfa here, and just wonder where they're going to go next. Bob has a little bit of a dungeon advantage on him at the moment because he's full cleared mire, and Trucker hasn't even been in there yet. Well, I say full cleared mire. Dr. Bob hasn't done the left side, but he knows he doesn't need to do the left side because the map and compass are over there.
Right. Not to mention, Dr. Bob also got the first sword out of Skull Woods.
Yes. So Dr. Bob has a little bit of a advantage in terms of dungeons cleared, but Trucker's going to be finishing up with Norfair very shortly, and that kind of just very slightly puts him ahead on checks, I reckon. It depends on where they decide to go after this. We don't have a fire rod, so Skullwoods is unappealing to Trucker right now. We do have an ice sword, but he cannot clear Turtle Rock with that, and we can't proceed any further in Turtle Rock without finding a fire rod now. So it's blocking us from quite a bit of stuff.
Oh, Dr. Bob was able to get. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I got the rooms mixed up.
It happens to me all the time. Don't worry.
Trucker doing the IBJ up tower. We got these flying enemies that could knock him out of it. Yes.
Ooh, nice wall jump.
Ooh, wow. Didn't have much time there. That thing was about to thaw out.
Dr. Bob also chooses to leave that red boomerang behind. Nice use of the Nova there to make a temporary platform above the expansion.
Yeah, he sees they're both expansions of one sort or another and passes them both up.
Dr. Bob gets across that water room with no problems at all.
Nice.
Now he's in the spiky room of death, and he's already experiencing quite a bit of a death.
Yeah, he doesn't have much for health, though. He does have the reserve tank, which I don't know if he saved or not. I hope he did. And I know a lot of people save before doing this check, just in case it's nothing.
If you're very quick at getting through the room, you can just get out with quicker than actually taking the reset back to the save room. Oh, Dr. Bob's getting hit a lot by the electricity sparks here.
Yeah. and taking the time to wait for that one spark to fall.
Yeah, if he falls in the spikes here, he is dead. He had a bit of
Assuming
trouble
the-
with these things here before.
Assuming the fish doesn't get to him. And I did not see what that was.
Nor did I. I only got a very brief look at it, and I thought it's grapple beam, but he already has grapple beam, so I don't know what it was.
And Trucker getting their first sword. And I guess either Dr. Bob saw what it was, or just doesn't care to try again.
Chat, did you manage to catch that item at all? So I don't think any of us here saw it.
Apparently it was missiles. Upon further review, thank you, chat.
Right.
Trekker in Cathedral.
Hang on. Did Bob not check this?
No, he did not. No, he did not. What was that? That's a wow. Okay.
So yeah, Bob must have missed this, because if he got it, he would be untempered right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
Well, that's because he... I think he did Bubble Mountain after Croc, right?
He did, yeah.
Then what path did he take out of Norfair then? I don't remember.
He went back to Link to the Past and then hard reset to get back to the Simon's ship.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, how did he get to the warp to Link to the Past? Because if he didn't go through the cathedral...
I can only assume he forgot about it or thought he'd already checked it or something.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not 100% necessary. If push comes to shove, he could do Ganon with the Master Sword spin strat, but could give Chuck a bit of a...
But there is one more sword out there, so
yeah,
it's possible we'll get tempered before then. Yeah, once Trucker heads for Skull Woods, which may not be until he finds Fire Rod. As you see, he's heading for Meyer now. And are we positioning ourselves for a bird toss?
it could be. Bad toss confirmed.
Yep.
Dr. Bob almost tried to decide it, but instead he just killed the bird with a hookshot and then used the Eva medallion.
Well, the bird was getting in the way, so I understand that. So the Vitreous fight will certainly be a lot easier for Trucker since he does have silvers.
And he also has a lamp for getting through the dark rooms too, so he saves himself a bit of time there.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, Dr. Bob has finished React ship now, and he's probably going to go back to Link to the Past from here.
So, based off of what's left to be done, my thought might be doing the Pod Eastern. You have everything you need to clear both of them out.
Yep, bow, lamp, and hammer.
Although Pod is a pendant. And not even the green pendant either. So maybe just clearing the items out of Pod or something.
So in terms of pendants, we have got that pedestal on my... Well, I've got that pedestal on my mind. What could be on the pedestal? It can't be the mirror, because Swamp Palace is a pendant, and mirror wouldn't help us much for overall progression anyway. It could be gravity.
Could be gravity. I was about to say Fire Rod, but no, with Swamp Palace being... No, Skull Woods. No, Skull Woods is a crystal, so it could be Fire Rod. For some reason, I'm always getting Skull Woods and Swamp Palace mixed up.
They've got the same first letters for both of the palace. SP,
Yeah, that's probably why.
Where something like Pod, it's Palace of Darkness, POD, Pod.
Yep. And Dr.
Just a little bit.
And Dr. Bob heading back to X-Ray.
Well, Chaka is doing the Firelock side of Maya. So we get a bit of extra content on the Link to the Past side now.
So, other potential one, we could have Bombos with Fire Rod being in Ice Palace.
Ooh, Dr. Bob just misses the platform again and has to climb up once more.
And we hadn't seen Desert. Desert could be Boots locked, so it could be Boots on pedestal as well.
Yeah, we cannot get in Desert at all right now. We don't know where the book is either. So if we did want to...
A book could be on pedestal. And it's Super's at X-Ray, and yeah, Dr. Bob's going to go ahead and pick him up.
I wonder if there's text actually programmed in for when the book is on the pedestal.
Yes, there is.
How would you read it?
You read it after the fact, and it says something about a paradox or something.
So Bob's going back down to North again. If they remember about the cathedral, they will pick up that tempered sword there, but they may just choose to go take the exit door into Link to the Past and leave the cathedral behind. Which will cost them a little bit. Tempered sword is really, really nice to have.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we still have that fourth sword is still out in the wild somewhere, so... Don't know where it is yet.
Yeah, it could be in a completely awful location that you wouldn't be checking because you're already in go mode, or somewhere in Ganon's Tower, but you already found a big key. Places like that, it's very easy to miss the fourth sword upgrade.
Alright, Trucker has everything he needs, gonna head on down to Vitreous and have a much easier time than Dr. Bob did. And Dr. Bob is heading for Cathedral. Dr. Bob must have taken the speed boost way out. Oh boy, yeah, but this part is going to be tricky though. We have speed boost, so that shouldn't be too too difficult to deal with.
There we go.
Yeah,
There's that tempered sword.
Yep.
Alright, Bob, you got nothing else to do here in Super Metroid, so back to Link to the Past you go. So here we have Vitreous with Silver Arrow, an item the game would, in the vanilla version of Link to the Past, you would never possibly have before beating Vitreous.
Right.
And as you see, he goes down to like a complete jump to Silver's.
Yep, and as I thought, Dr. Bob is heading, looks like he's heading for Pod Eastern.
He's still got the crystal to get from Eastern, although this shouldn't be too lengthy for him because he's got the lamp now. He did try to do it early in the race, but he took a death back there. But
Yes.
you'll also be able to check out Pod on his way too.
Yeah, we'll likely check out Pod first. Pod may not complete it because it's a crystal, and if he's doing his item counts, if he sees he's got all the items, he probably will just nope out after getting them all.
No, Truck is paying another visit to the Golden Chorizo, and with that very suit in hand, he can clear out Lower Norfair now.
Mm-hmm.
And Gravity Suit could be down here. I've seen it here before.
Yeah, like in the one seed of this that I played, Gravity Suit was right at where Screw Attack was. So, granted, I didn't have Variasuit at the time, and I had the brilliant idea of doing this same fight, and I think I had 7 energy tanks and still survived somehow.
Okay, we didn't see this item the first time on Trucker's side. It's just 5 missiles.
Mm.
And the other item was a piece of heart, so we do not need space jump at this time.
Nope. Well, space jump's a nice thing to have, but it's not required in this case. I didn't see what. Oh, it looks like the first chest did have a key, but for in Pod. But Dr. Bob's heading to the bone lock side first. Trucker doing the long, slow IBJ up this spot. Oh boy. The fact that he's right in the middle means he has to go up a good ways before he can. Okay, there, he's good.
There's our forward.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Okay, so you can clear Turtle Rock now. And Skullwoods.
And ice.
So much content lurking blocked behind Pendant Pod.
Mm-hmm. I bet Dr. Bob's happy that it was found early, as opposed to it being on Helmasaur King or something.
He's still going to be pretty much full clearing Pod and checking all the chests in here because we still need Gravity Suit.
Yep. And that can pretty much be anywhere.
Yeah, we could end up with finding boots somewhere to lead to Mirror, which then leads into Swamp to get us high jump boots, and then leading to gravity. Well, not high jump boots, but leading to gravity, and yeah, a lot of nasty places that can be chained behind now.
Not to mention we already have shovel and powder. Those checks haven't been done yet. And Trucker having lots of fun in the worst room in the game and really low on health, but has enough stuff for a Crystal Flash.
Many Wizard is not exaggerating when he calls it worst room in the game. It's literally called that.
Yeah, because if you don't have space jump, getting up there is a pain. To say nothing of the enemies that are in there too.
The Trucker has to take the exceedingly slow way of taking out all the space pods and then doing an infinite bomb jump to the top.
And ooh, wow, nice, nicely done.
Dr. Bob going for the hammer jump there rather than the bomb jump.
Ooh, don't fall back down. Okay. And some money.
There's a compass in the previous chest.
Doesn't have the big key yet, so has to go out the normal way.
Yeah, I'm surprised he actually went for the hammer jump because he doesn't have the big key. But I guess he... Oh no, he cleared this out.
There's some of the chests in the front area hadn't been done yet.
Oh right, yeah, he hasn't done the vanilla big key chest.
And just a piece of heart in the Mickey Mouse room.
Bob, where are you going?
Is Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob is going for Helmasaur King.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't you need the big key for
Yeah,
that?
you need the big key for the door to get into the Helmasaur room. You need a small key to get into the basement here, and then a big key to get into Helmasaur's room itself.
Oh, apparently he does have the big key.
Okay. Never mind. Commentators debating everyone here.
And Trucker is dead. Getting through that room without space jump is a pain, too. And he probably lost... Well, I think the only thing he lost was... I think the only thing he lost was Golden Chorizo.
Yeah, and that was nothing. But
so, yeah, he did
lost
lose
his quick
major.
access. He lost his quick access to Lower Northwest, so he has to go back to Link to the Past now, flute over to Desert, get into the Maya area, and then take the back door again.
Assuming he wants to go through that whole process again.
I mean, he may just be wanting to go into Paths of Darkness now, like Bob is.
Fresh memory, where was Ice Rod again?
I saw it was in, well, I was looking away at the time, but when I looked at Bob in Bubble Mountain, he had it.
Oh, right, Ice Rod was behind the wave gate. Right. Which means the Trucker will either have to do the wave gate glitch or do Aga 1 for that. That's not a lovely decision. Dr. Bob takes out Helmasaur King and Tucker digging up some...
Hello! We've got the boots from Helmasaur King.
Oh my, okay. That was worthwhile. contemplation in chat about who's got the advantage. I would definitely say, especially now, I would say Dr. Bob has the advantage, but it can come down to that one item. If Gravity Suit is being especially trolly, things can still turn around. Trucker checking Magic Bat as well. We hadn't seen this yet. And
Curse of missiles.
Dr. Bob heading up to Pyramid and presumably Catfish, which we know is nothing. Library has been checked. I believe it was a bomb expansion. Since when do seeds troll? From the moment randomizers existed.
So assuming that Trucker decides to full clear Palace of Darkness, he's not going to be far behind Dr. Bob, and he does have a bit of a crystal advantage over Bob with that Eastern Palace clear. Whereas Bob is leaving behind for now because he's got no mirror to quickly root it back in, so... And Trucker also has made a tiny bit of progress into Lower Norfair. He hasn't checked out much in it, and he died in the acid room, so Dr. Bob hasn't done that stuff yet, so he's also got to see it himself before he goes down to Ridley and possibly find a gravity suit behind Ridley or in the Ridley escape or a number of potential other places.
And Trucker heading into Palace of Darkness as well. Dr. Bob didn't. Well, I guess he doesn't have the mirror, so getting into Eastern wouldn't have been an easy thing.
So he's also going to do Magic Bat. And given where he is right now, I think he's going to go do Skull Woods.
Skull Woods is clearable now. So with the boots, that also opens up Bonk Rocks and King's 2.
Bob is fluting again.
He's going to ice.
Not a bad choice. There's, I think, 2 items down here, plus it's the Alpha 5-6 crystal, so that opens up the Pyramid Fairy.
Yep. He has everything, he has all the means of getting in, of finishing it off. Might as well.
So Trucker gets air forward from the front of pod, and now he's thinking, do I want to full clear this and find more items, or do I just want to duck out and do firewall checks?
Looks like he's continuing onwards.
You know the last item of value here is going to be the boots on Helmasaur King, so it's still fairly out of the way considering all the other items in pod, and it's just a pendant. Not even a green pendant at that too, that is in the swamp, so... Interesting decisions he could do here.
According to our tracker, Mind of Me, with no... Since the Bolock side pretty much had no keys to speak of. All those chests that DoctorBobtastic passed over, all of those will have keys.
Yeah, so if you make your way to the big key chest, you're just using a key to get a key. Oh, whoops, a trucker spends he gets stuck against a pot, spends a little bit too much time in there, and the bridge collapses away from him. And again. You know, Dr. Bob gets across the Ice Palace bomb jump, and I won't be saying and again, and again, and again about his bomb jumps this time, unlike a certain race I did last time that was clipped. Essentially, I think it was Lenefis, he tried to do a bomb jump about 20 times or so. He got across a couple of times and then fell down afterwards from the fire bar, so he had to get across again.
Wow.
I see MP37 in chat. He's probably going to link it in now.
Yeah, that's kind of painful to watch.
Bob also bomb jumps across here, and he's going to be checking out Ice-T.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not that experienced with the Ice Palace bomb jump stuff. I've done it, but it's not something that I want to have to rely on.
Wait, that was a mirror shield in the... Oh wait, no, of course. Dr. Bob has a fire shield now because he's got the other shield back in... Brinstar.
Right, yeah.
Alright, Trucker, are you going to Helmasaur? Looks like he is, because he's not just safe and critting out.
I think the only couple checks left in ice for Dr. Bob is the big chest and the iced tea room, I think. He's got the compass and the map, so everything else is items, either items or keys.
He's going for the bomb jump again, so he's going to be checking out Ice-T this time. I say he's going to Ice-T, and then he decides to not go to Ice-T, so hey.
And Trucker does need to clear out all the rest of the chests and pod, finding pretty much keys and more keys.
Ice-T is 10 hours. Trucker is taking a long way around to Helmasaur. But I suppose he doesn't have a mirror, so it doesn't really save him much time if he goes either way. So,
Alright, so Dr. Bob checking the big chest and then off to Cold Stare.
Yeah, so
and there is the gravity suit. Oh boy.
So dare I say it? Dr. Bob is in go mode now?
For Super Metroid, at least. Yeah, I would say so.
No, I would say we're pretty much in go mode for Link to the Past too, because...
No mirror. Well, that's swamp.
Yeah, swamp is dependent, so they don't
Right.
need a mirror.
No book for desert.
Oh yeah, desert. Can't get in desert, no mirror, no book. Yeah, yuck.
So yes, yep, mirror or book for go mode. Yeah, our runners have pretty much full clear Death Mountain outside of D-Rock.
So Dr. Bob does have to use all of her magic to break the cold state ice with just having a regular magic bar and fire rod.
But having
the...
Tempered Sword definitely makes quick work of it.
Yes.
And just for a small key. But that is both 5-6 crystals, so that's Pyramid Fairy available now.
Yep, we're pretty much going to have to scour the world now, trying to find a book or a mirror. Either one will work for us.
Meanwhile, Trucker is at Helmasaur King, and will be getting their boots soon enough. So where will Dr. Bob go next?
I don't know.
For a second, I thought maybe he was going to actually go to Aga to get the wave beam, but no.
Yeah, he's kind of going around in circles a bit. He's going into South Dark World. Is he going to go Pendant Swamp?
Can't do swamp, no mirror.
Oh yeah, of course. Duh. So what's he going to do down here? He already did Hype Cave. He can't do Bombus Tablet.
Pyramid
Oh,
Fairy.
no, Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, of course. Straight to Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. And Trucker gets the boots, gets the red pendant. And one potential thing. Dr. Bob does already have 2 of the pendants. Is only Swamp Palace away from a potential ped pull.
I think at this point I'd get my crystal dungeons done. I would then go clear up Meridia, beat Dragon, check whatever items are down there. Before
Makes
I even think of
sense.
doing Pendant Swamp and Pedestal.
Makes sense. And if you get the book to check it, that's a moot point because that's go mode.
Yes. The trucker's checking out King's Tomb. Bob didn't do this yet.
No. Tank, and I think there was just missiles and power bombs at Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah. Okay, Bob, where are you going now? Where is he going? Is he going to? Oh, he's going to go to Dragon.
Ah, yes. Quick little trip to Meridia. I think Trucker might be heading for Skull Woods.
I cannot route in the ped check this way. No mirror, no book, and even if we had the book, we wouldn't need to check the pedestal anyway, so I pretty much think that makes pedestal dead.
Yeah. Yeah, unless Mirror is on... Well, no, Mirror can't be because Swamp.
Yes. So Pendant Swamp is also dead, and we're just going to be trying to find the mirror or the book anywhere else in the world.
I'm trying to think of ways where situation where it could happen, but I don't think it can.
This was an Agger one seed, though. None of our runners have killed Agger because he's actually hiding away the wave beam in the lumberjack, and both our runners are skilled enough to not need the wave beam to do their logical checks. So,
Well, Dr. Bob has. We haven't seen Trucker attempt that yet.
but yes. What item was it again? Was that the ice rod? Yeah, it was the ice rod.
Yep, that was Ice
It was
Rod.
in the side hopper room in Pink Bin.
Dr. Bob almost makes it up.
I'm surprised he's not switching to his grapple beam here to make it a bit easier. Because he got that grapple block on the side, and also the ones in the ceiling.
Such is often the price of swag.
Now, I must say, although one pedestal is dead, the other pedestal is still alive at the moment. I don't know if they can actually check it with the items they've got in logic. They've got the grapple beam for it, but they don't have the high jump boots. You might be able to get up there with an infinite bomb jump, but I'm not sure if it's in logic or not. But we do have the Super Metroid pedestal available to us, known as Shack Tool.
Yeah, mirror could be there, book could be there. It's just a matter of how mean does this seed feel like it wants to be.
Dr. Bob going for some vanilla strategies here. Oh, but misses a block. And he's going to try to do some more wall jumps. Oh, he nearly had it that time. He had the frame where he could wall jump, but didn't take the jump. Okay. Nope, misses.
To be fair, I'm not even sure how the controls work for that little spot.
I don't think I've done it in about 8 years or so I can tell you either.
You know, Trucker is in the back end of Skull Woods. Does have the Tempered Sword.
I think Chuck is trying. He's trying to get against the wall, but he doesn't have the spinning animation active, so he can't actually do a wall jump. So, Chuckle's pretty low on health going into more filler here, but he did decide to dip into that potion and refill, so he's in a good spot now.
And down goes Mothula. And up goes Dr. Bob. And it looks like he's gonna take a save. I don't blame him, because after all that mess, I probably wouldn't want to do it again either. And get the health refill as well.
Yeah.
Can't check pedestal.
Never going to be checking that pedestal.
Nope.
Let it go. The dream is dead. I mean, this was an Aga 1 seed, but we still didn't need to kill Aga anyway, so that's that.
It would be so funny if Mirror was on pedestal, but we find the book first. Well, no, that can't happen anyway because of Swamp. Never mind. No, never mind me. I'm just trying to be goofy at this point. And Dr. Bob already setting up for grapple beam strats, which is likely the reason why he refilled on health, because it does take a decent bit out of you to do grapple beam. Yeah, having book on ped, it'll be curious to see what.
Uh-oh, Bob. Yeah, he's got to free himself. Oh, no, he just gets it.
There we go.
For a second there, I thought he would have to actually free himself from Dragon because he was out of range for the grapple points. And he could have done Dragon with his Khan's health. He took a hit from the tail there, and he still had enough health to not take 2 empty tanks worth of damage from the grapple.
And just a heart container. But that's our 3rd Super Metroid boss down for DoctorBobtastic.
Yeah, so we've got all of Meridia to clear out now. We also have most of Ridley Slayer to clear out.
And Trucker is going through Ice Palace. Don't believe there was anything of note here.
There was that gravity suit in the big chest.
Oh, right, yeah, the gravity suit there.
Bob is stuck again with another wall jump. He's going for a gravity jump. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yep. One of the few tricks that I actually know and can pull off.
Trucker's having a couple issues with his crystal switch here in Ice Palace.
So now the question is, how much more of Meridia does Dr. Bob go through? Or is it just a quick in and out?
Well, we're 1 item away from go mode. That could be pretty much anywhere in the race right now, except in Swamp Palace on the pedestal. So, or desert for that matter. But 5 bombs here. Trucker's trying the bomb jump here in Ice Palace, but takes a fall the first attempt. Gets it this time. As Bob makes her way through Cack-Attack Alley.
Dude. I guess Trucker took a fall, I guess, and he's low on health with.
Okay, yeah, that's not enough health to get across now. Needs a blue potion. Oh god, I'm getting Deja Vu here. Because he fell down after making the bomb jump. Okay, gets across this time. If now don't fall down this time, otherwise I'm going to get extremely serious Deja Vu.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
So Bob's going straight to Plasma Beam from here. Getting out can be a bit difficult, but he's already got the Plasma Beam to kill the pirates in there, so that's not going to be an issue for him.
Yeah.
But he will need to do a Giant Spark or an Infinite Bomb Jump to get out of there.
Yes. I mentioned in chat that base jump is a luxury. In its own way, high jump is too. And Trucker getting the gravity suit and is not happy to see it. Where was that thing half an hour ago?
Just a hard container plasma, and Bob is going to be making his way out of here rather than just resetting.
I don't think he's saved after beating Dragon, so I understand that.
Right, yes, he would need to get out of here without the save.
Looks like he's trying to do a short charge.
Trucker is falling some more down the pit just because he can. And making his way very carefully over to that iced tea. Bob's giving up and is now going to go for a bomb jump.
Okay, did make it to the ledge.
And did not get knocked off by a pirate back into the pit. Bob is not Trucker. He's not falling into pits. Trucker's making his last few checks in Nice Palace, and then is going to be taking on Cold Stare. And, well, Bob is going to check out the rest of Mudia here. Now, he's quite near Shack Tool here. He's got the grapple beam to clear the Shack Tool block, but I don't know if he can actually get up there without the high jump boots. I think
He's
he can
heading
get up
over
there,
there, though.
Yeah, he can get up there with the springboard and infinite bomb jumps. I think that puts in logic.
But yeah, decides against it.
Getting through there without the high jump boots is a bit of a hassle.
Or space jump.
So he's getting stuck in this pit too. Okay, there we go. I'd still consider Shack Tool the last possible option of available to us. And I hate Shack Tool with a burning passion. If I had the choice, I'd clear out literally everything I could before going to Shack Tool. And then once I find out the necessary item is behind Shack Tool, I would just forfeit and ask for a new race. Okay, yeah, Bob's going back into Murdia from here. He probably should take a save. Well, he may take a save down here, but he is not. Probably take a save later next to the sandy pits. He's going to check this item before doing a Main Street Shrine Spark to get to it. Not that much energy left on Dr. Bob. Trucker is okay. Yeah, they broke the ice, and then struggling on the menu a bit. Just getting
And
out that person for safety.
And there's just missiles at Main Street and a heart piece in. I don't know what that little spot's called, but I've been thinking of it as a little cubby hole. And Trucker takes out Cold Stare. So on Crystal Count, Trucker actually has the lead 5-3, and there's the
There's a
book.
book.
Oh boy, that's the thing.
All
That
right,
is
assuming
the
that.
thing.
Yep,
Now we
assuming
have to do grapple beam strats again. No. Oh my.
Oh man, we're gonna have to ask Dr. Bob about this grapple beam today, because he has been struggling with it all of the race so far.
To be fair, I would be.
Mode right now.
I probably would be too, honestly. Maybe probably not for the same reasons, but
Alright, so this is all going to be dependent now on when Trucker decides to go into Meridia and get that grapple beam book. So they could be doing any number of things before going into Meridia. They could go into well, not that many things now actually. They could go down to North again. They could go to Turtle Rock.
yeah, pretty much. Well, there's also Tower of Hera. Trucker hadn't cleared that one yet. Yay! Dr. Bob gets it, and now he just has to. Okay, he got it. He got it. And with that, at about 3 hours and 3 minutes, DoctorBobtastic is in go mode.
I'm not going to say he has a lead yet. He's 2 crystals down, and Trucker could go down to Meridia anytime and get that book, and then be ahead.
Ooh, and we get to see what free potion we get for Trucker. And it's a green potion. Not bad.
Yeah, when you're on half magic, the greens are still good to have. And given the amount of money he has right now, he'd probably just want to stock up on blues anyway.
Yeah, well,
He's taking the hard reset.
Uh-huh. And so while Dr. Broadtastic is behind on the crystal count, Trucker, we still have, we know where the ice rod is. Trucker does not. And considering that the wave gate area is such a one-off check at this point, it may be a while before Trucker heads over there.
Yeah, Trucker has not gotten that ice rod yet. I completely forgot about it. Ooh. Well, yeah, if Trucker cannot do the glitch, he may have to do Aggro 1.
Maybe. that would be painful. And looks like Trucker's going. Is he going to Meridia in this direction? Oh, right. He never did get past the spiky room of death.
Right, yeah, but that was just 5 missiles, according to somebody who very helpfully took a screenshot for us in chat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but the thing is, Trucker doesn't know that. That was Dr. Bob that got that far. So he's either checking that, or he's taking this way to backdoor Meridia.
Oh, we were boots locked in desert.
Well, so we were. And yep, he is checking. Well, now this. He can still backdoor Meridia from this direction. He might just, though he'll probably be checking the item here on the way, maybe.
Yeah, the Forgotten Highway. It's been a while since I've seen it. And by a while, I mean the last time I played Super Metroid about 8 years ago. A trucker definitely did not see that item, but he's got the gravity suit, so checking it for... see, it's nothing.
It is indeed missiles. And he didn't save at wrecked ship, so he's probably going to be heading back at the landing site. So he's not going to Meridia that way. Now the question is, what is Trucker going to do now?
He's going down to Red Tower, so he's probably going to go into Meridia.
If going into Meridia this way, we'll find the book, which will be nice, but without that ice rod, you won't be in go mode yet.
Yeah, and he will be clearing out the entirety of Meridia, which is pretty lengthy.
That's just going to set him back even further.
Luckily, Bob has been able to avoid the sandy pits and resetting there. So, and he's got that tempered sword because he did remember to check Cathedral in Upper Norfair to get that tempered sword. So he is in a very good spot for Link to the Past right now. Just gotta watch that health.
Ah, okay. Check an X-ray. I mean, you're passing by it. Might as well, I guess.
It's just one of those kind of lengthy checks that if you're in the area, you really don't want to leave behind because it's just going to be cost you so much more time to check it later if you need to. In this case, we don't need to check anything here because it was useless. Dr. Bob did this much earlier.
And
actually did this twice.
And that same mindset is probably why so many people go ahead and do the wavegate glitch room when they pass by a Big Pink the first time. So Dr. Bob did win again. Was victorious against Landmolus.
Now he's got to finish the Eastern Palace, get over to Skull Woods, clear that, then head up to Turtle Rock. And then once he finishes Turtle Rock, he'll be on his way to Gallon's Tower.
I'm sure he probably won't, but I wonder if Dr. Bob will go ahead and take a quick look at the pedestal before after doing Skullwoods. Probably not because it's a race and all.
So Dr. Bob was in Eastern Palace much earlier, and he got stuck in the dark room at the back and took a death there and decided not to clear. Trucker did this much earlier without that lamp and managed to get through, managed to get that crystal. But Bob's rapidly catching up here now. He's in go mode.
And it looks like Trucker is gonna just go ahead and try to get the item out of Main Street. And gets it. Nicely done. And then heads back down to head for, most likely heading for Mama Turtle. And Dr. Bob making quick work of the Armos Knights. That is crystal number 5.
Trucker's setting up a science park here. It is going to get him that book much quicker than Bob spent. So unfortunately for Trucker...
We never did see the side item there from Dr. Bob.
Would have been a little useful for him, although he's got over 10 hearts with red mail, so that's about as good as you're going to get anyway.
Yeah, he's fine.
Hey, Bob, what are you doing?
Heading to Lord Norfair's, that's what he's doing.
Okay, but it looks like he's going to check a book cave first.
Yeah, I thought so too, but still, no space jump. Means this is going to... We already saw Trucker have to go through this.
The Trucker has already killed the golden tweetser, so there was nothing behind it. Tried to get through the really large room with the rising acid and took a death there and decided he was going to stop his Learn North adventure. He can still go back there and clear out the whole of it, trying to find that ice rod.
At least he knows he already cleared Golden Trees, though he saw the Mickey Mouse room, so he doesn't have to check that either.
Dr. Bob wisely is not going to golden tweetser himself. We're going to get a couple more checks in Meridia from Trucker side, which Bob has not done. So, piece of heart and a missile pack in the watering hole.
Alright, let's see how well Dr. Bob does getting through the acid here.
Yeah, no space jump, no high jump, no screw attack. We've got a pretty bad Ridley's Lair here. Now, Trucker does find some items that make Ridley's Lair easier. He's going to give him a tiny bit of an edge, but not really enough to matter if he puts that ice rod behind for too long.
At least with charged plasma, taking out these pirates here isn't too bad. But yeah, it's physically getting out of there that's the problem.
In Snare Room, it's another missile pack and piece of heart. And now we've got these sandy pits.
Did Trucker save before doing this? I didn't see.
Nor did I, but yeah, he's got the save room explored. He did go in there.
Okay, good. And Dr. Bob IBJing up. I think that's like a heart container and another heart container. Wow.
That kind of sucks to leave. Yeah, kind of sucks to leave it behind, but we're leaving it behind. Takes too much time.
At least there's a save point right there, so that you can just reset if it's not to your liking. And Dr. Bob was about to go to Mickey Mouse room, but thought better of it.
Okay, Dr. Bob doesn't want to fall down now, because otherwise he's going to take a death to all that acid. Quite possibly, but he's getting up here. Getting up with Dr. Bob.
I thought I saw I didn't see the first item in the right sand pit. I think I saw a reserve tank, though.
Oh boy. Okay, he's good.
If you're going into this room from the other side, the acid is already raised up, so it's, if you need to exit Ridley's lair from the other direction for some reason, you have to take a really long acid bath.
Oh boy, yeah, that's not good. With these key hunters here, they don't pull punches either, so still gotta watch. I've still gotta watch his health. Taking a quick save, good.
It looks like Dr. Bob is playing on emulator, but there was an incident about in the last week where I think it was Lack Attack. He was playing on console using SD to SNES, and he kept suffering console crashes when he was going from Upper Norfair to Lower Norfair using the door past the Three Musketeers, and that cost him a lot of progress because he hadn't saved before and after Ridley, so he had to re-kill Ridley several times.
Oy. That sucks.
And because he was crashing there, he actually had to take the other way out of Ridley's lair, going through the acid room with the acid already at the maximum level, and getting through the acid and taking the transition back into Misery Maya. So that was particularly rough for him.
I would think you'd need to have a lot of health to be able to get through that.
And speaking of loss of health, Dr. Bob is down to his second energy tank, so we're going to be getting a bit of farming here on Dr. Bob's side. The Doctor becomes a farmer.
I think Trucker must have fallen into the sand pit or something, because he's making his way back up. And for DoctorBobtastic going up against Ridley, ammo is not an issue, but health certainly is.
Just going to use a grapple beam here to zap the insects and grab their goods. Now, unlike Trucker, Dr. Bob has picked up one reserve tank, so he's got a little bit more safety.
Alright, so let's see how... see if Trucker... Nope, Trucker just quick and easy, up and over.
Now, I haven't played Super Metroid in a long time myself, so if I was to try and do the same wall jump that Dr. Bob did, I'd probably be struggling there for even longer. Or just give up and try to find space jump somewhere else. Super Metroid is a very technical game. It requires a lot of skill, especially for all the tricks you can pull off in it, so any runner in this tournament is going to be ridiculously skilled. We may mock Dr. Bob a little bit for spending so long on the wall jump there, but for any casual runner, it is very, very tricky to do. So we do have to give these runners credit. They do have a lot of skill.
And looks like Trucker's getting ready for grapple beam strats against Dragon as well.
Where's that X-ray scope again? I know we saw it.
Zorledge.
Oh yeah, Zorledge. Something that nobody's going to go back to.
No. Not at this point.
Alright, Ridley with 54 supers. This shouldn't be too bad. Nice pogo pattern here. Ridley's looking nice and pink, but he needs to take a bit more damage before Dr. Bob can get grabbed and makes Ridley spontaneously blow up. There we go. Nice quick kill.
Let's see if will Dr. Bob check and see what the item is? Yes. And it's just a heart piece. And Trucker using the gravity jump to get out of there.
Alright, so does Trucker have anything else to check in Murdia, or is he done?
Shack
Tool!
Well, Shack Tool and Plasma as well.
Ah, yeah. And Plasma was nothing, so you may choose to take a save and then reset out of Plasma, but Shack Tool, yuck. I think the worst possible item for Trucker to find at this point would be Mirror, because that could send him on a wild goose chase down into Swamp Palace.
Mm-hmm. While there's no hint system here in this combo randomizer yet, even if there was, there would be no guarantee that there would be a hint for Ice Beam anyway.
Thinking about the hint system, in like normal Link to Past randomizer, you have a bunch of troll hints out, between 1 and 5, I believe. But there's so many other hints could put in that could be, say, like Super Metroid items. So perhaps if Toto was to put the hint tile system into the combo, he could remove all the troll hints and put in some Super Metroid hints, say like Springball is actually behind Ridley, as opposed to the troll Springball are behind Ridley. I know he said he's working on Key Sanity.
Oh, well, there's Bear. Oh boy.
We won't be needing that.
No, but thing is, Trucker might end up seeing that before getting Ice Rod. That might lead him down the wrong path.
Hey, Dr. Bulb's going... No. He's not going for it. Just wants to see the item. I can only imagine he's looking for Gold Sword and Heart Containers at this point. In terms of Super Metroid items, I suppose there's energy tanks too. We've still only got 7 energy tanks, so that doesn't allow us to do the stand-up glitch on Mother Brain. Anyway, that is Ridley's lair cleared out for Dr. Bob.
And Trucker's seeing the heart container and resets out. Question in chat about go mode. DoctorBobtastic is in go mode. Unfortunately, Trucker does not have the ice rod, and even more unfortunately, it's behind the wave gate, and wave beam is at Lumberjack. So it's just a matter of, does Trucker know? And Trucker never. I don't think Trucker ever even went into that room. So just a matter of, does he know the wave gate glitch or not?
Anybody want to see a 4-hour, 30-minute Aghanim one? We're coming up on the 3:30 mark.
And Trucker taking the warp back to Hyrule. Question of, why did Dr. Bob leave the mirror behind? Because he does not need it.
For Dr. Bob, he got that ice sword much earlier in the Wavegate room in Brinstar, and so his go mode item was either going to be the book or the mirror. The book was in the Mama Turtle room.